Alright, time for the gauntlet, everybody! We are in the playoffs, more or less. So now again, I already went in the past over how the system works, but pretty much at the end of the round-robin phase, the top 3 teams advance to the main event in Paris directly. The 5 other teams that we still have in the running, they are going to determine the 4th team through a step-ladder system, a gauntlet system. So today we have the Cats going up against Inting for Ruby in a best-of-5 series. Yep, we're done with the best-of-2. And the winner of this match is then going to face off against the MC Academy, the winner of that match off against the next, and so on and so forth, until we have a 4th team that goes to the main event. So that's pretty much what we're looking here right now. So we're going to start at the bottom. We got Battlefield of Eternity as our first map. And the players were torturing us with dad jokes in the lobby, and it got bad. It got really, really bad. Do you guys know why tigers are spotted? Because else they would be... okay, I ruined it. Why they're striped, else they would be spotted. I can't even make that joke. That's how bad it is. So, yeah. And then Hirath, he didn't want to be outdone by Inting for Ruby, so he came in and is like, what kind of music do balloons hate? Pop! So yeah, that's what's happening for like 10 minutes, and then the admin was just like, guys, I can't handle this shit anymore. Are you ready? Let's go and get the party started. So now we're in here. We got the bans against Inting for Ruby. Uther gets banned. You know that they like to play Uther main tank. They also love to play with their Vala here, especially on Battlefield, so both of them get eliminated. You can bet that they actually did a lot of research on what does my opponent do on certain maps, what they're going to try and pull off here. We got Hanzo, though, as an early pick for the red team, so we're gonna have those arrows to murder the Immortal, Brightwing and Diablo together with it. And on the other hand, we got Li Ming, so Draco can just fire away and hope for the resets. And also, of course, in any kind of standoff, can do a little bit with that too. Alright. Talk about standoffs, like, are Mexican standoffs now racist? I know that technically for a Mexican standoff you need 3, but are they technically now racist? Is that a thing? Have no idea why that just popped in my head, but when we're talking about standoffs, we had actually a lot of those in the past, and especially in Battlefield of Eternity, you encounter this situation all the time. And talking about spaghetti westerns and stuff, like that is still an expression. Is that now considered racist these days? Like, I don't know. A little bit of a tangent, sorry, I have no idea where that came from, but anyways. So we have Li Ming, that's what I'm trying to say. She's going to YOLO those combos out and try to do the damage whenever the teams are just defending their own Immortal and doing their thing. We got Tychus and Sylvanas banned. Also, Maiev has been taken off the board. But Garrosh. I would love a Zarya here. Again, I'm a sucker for a Garrosh and Zarya composition, but I'm not going to get it, and I know it. It's more like a wishful thinking than that I actually believe that it's the best thing that you can do here. It's definitely something you can bust out every now and then. But, yeah. Not really that reliable. Anyways, Mind Talk and Gulnar, the last 2 to pick for the red team. So we still need a little bit more damage for them. And honestly, we need a side layer for them too. Is Hogger still... Yeah, Hogger is still actually good to go. So we got Hogger, and we have Lunara together with it. Whereas Hirath, last but not least, for map number 1 in the best of 5. What are we going to get from him? A little bit more damage would definitely be welcome. Currently needed for that bot lane. Could still go into a melee, obviously. And I mean, technically, you can go into Zarya as well. But you can also just come in, drop a second damage dealer. In this case, Greymane, extra damage against the Immortal. Also not a bad thing. So here we go. Battlefield of Eternity, map number 1 in the best of 5 here at the Masters Clash. Let's get started. Game number 1. Let's go. Left side of the map, Captain Rex on Rega. For the Cats, we got Drakia on Li Ming. Here we got Johan on Garrosh, My Trio and Blaze, Hirath on Greymane, and over on the right side of the map, it is Inting for Ruby with Mind Talk on Lunara, Fish on Diablo. We got Nox on Brightwing, Hat on Hanzo, and Gulnar is playing Hogger. And with that, we are starting into map number 1 of the best of 5 series. Now again, keep in mind, whoever wins this series moves on to the next round of this gauntlet of the step-ladder system to determine the 4th and final team to make it to the offline event in Paris. The winner is going up against MC Academy first. And then we're gonna go slowly through Granite Gaming and also Team Rage Quit. But for now, it's all about Battlefield of Eternity. So this is best of 5. And let's get this party started. Yeah, in the meantime, we're on a Diablo themed map. The question is of course coming up, Diablo Immortal. So I have done extensive Twitter research and decided that while I have a phone, I don't give a shit about the game. So I have actually not played it, and I don't really plan to. So yeah. On the other hand, and I can spoil it here already, by the time that you guys watch this video, there's already been some public announcements. But I was actually part of like a special preview event that Frost Giant hosted, and if you guys watch this channel regularly, then you obviously know that Frost Giant is planning to develop the new esports RTS. There's a lot of ex-Blizzard employees, people that worked with Warcraft 3, with StarCraft 2, some that also worked with Command & Conquer, and they have big plans there, and they did a big preview event. It was a bit of a special one, invite only. They're going to reveal more information on the Summer Gaming Festival, or whatever it's called, on July 9th. But it looks good, guys. I'm very hyped. I'm even more hyped. Now, Diablo was a little bit too hyped. Like, he went deep and died for it. But he's also hyped for that game, because it still might take some time, but they seem to have the right people working on it and also with the right ideas. And I can't even begin to tell you how much I wish that their game is going to be a success. So yeah, fingers crossed here. But the Frost Giant hype is definitely very, very real. So, with Diablo, the first one to die, the blue team was not only able to get the kill against the front line, but also, oh, they won another one, and they might get another one. Inting is low, but he gets away. And the doggy nearly got saved by Garrosh, but he dies. So it's a kill for a kill, but some interesting plays that we just saw there. Yeah, it was actually pretty cool. But what I was about to say is that the blue team also got the camp, so good on them. But the action still continues. Each team got a camp, since the red team at least got the one up at the top. So we had an even exchange there. Heading into the first objective, as per our usual agreement, what the two teams are trying to do here is to make sure that they're getting the hits in on the camp, so that they can play around that. Okay, on the left side, what do we get here? I mean, the Immortals are popping up right now, and the blue team is a little bit faster with their rotation, so they're hitting the Immortal of Inting for Ruby hard at this point. Yep. But then on the other hand, you got Hanzo for the red team, and he's gonna Hanzo you hard. So yeah, he's already doing work, and he is easily dropping some damage in there, but not enough as it turns out right now. So the halftime show still goes over to the blue team. They have a pretty big lead here too. Triumvirate for Li Ming on level 4, standard for her. And now here's the defense that we've been talking about a bit earlier. On the right side though, Hat is doing his thing. He's gonna pew it down slowly, and he's actually making some headway for the team. So he is making a little bit of headway and gets a bit closer to the action for them right now. When at the same time, they are going full focus now on the Immortal with everything they have. Burn it down. Still 30%, maybe 25% on the shield, so it's not too shabby. Nothing to write home about, so yeah, I'm not going to send a letter to mommy and tell her all about it, but it's still going to be enough to at least break through the wall, so good for them. Level 7. I mean, I guess that the red team is most likely going to lock that in a bit sooner, so it might help them with the defense here, even though I doubt it. But frontliners are already getting murdered again, especially Diablo. Ragdoll gets just flipped off the screen here within a second. And as it stands, we have level 7 talents for the blue team ticking in a bit quicker, and that gives us Calamity! More damage, more resets. And Johan is already attempting to zone them out, and he's like nearly getting murdered for it. But this is mad value. Immortal number 1 and you take the fort. Whew, that is absolutely glorious for them. So what a start here for the Cats. Now, I want to remind everybody once again that this is now a best of 5. We've had a lot of best of 2s between these teams during the round robin, and now it's full best of 5 territory. So even if you lose a map here, it's not necessarily of any consequence, but you have to, of course, try and do whatever you can here. At this point, though, they're starting to go for the next camp. The blue team locks it in again. The fight with the 5 versus 5 is still going on, but it seems like nobody's gonna fall. Easy retreat. No big problems just yet. Once again, on level 7, we got the choke and pollen here. Arrow, arrow, arrow for our boy Hanzo. On level 7, we got the Seeing Red. And with the wall opened up at the bottom of the map, it seems like it's once again the cats that are showing their claws here and trying to push them out. Inting for Ruby, though. Do they have an ace up their sleeve here? I mean, the thing with Inting for Ruby is that they actually had a lot of games this season where they also played Cho'Gall, where they played some really crazy stuff. And I could totally see that they're trying some of their cheeses on other maps in today's series. So I would not be surprised in the slightest if that would happen. And then there's also, of course, Volskaya Foundry, which could be interesting since Volskaya is one of those maps where the blue team has played Nazebo multiple times. Now the problem for them is that this is pretty much known at this point in time, so I guess whenever they pick Volskaya, if it comes to that, that Inting for Ruby would just say, alright, let's just simply ban out Nazebo right away and not run into potential trouble there. But, yeah. Then again, either way, we got at the top already Hogger being chased a little bit. Seems like Greymane wanted to get a kill, but couldn't really. Instead, they are attempting a bit of a turnaround with Fish sneaking in from the side. Indomitable being used by Garrosh to block the charge of Diablo. And the Fish is low, and the Fish is dead. Yeah, Diablo being turned into a bit of a punching ball over here. Greymane is just ripping him a new one, and of course with the level 10 abilities that we currently see, this is just going to be enhanced. Should be an easy objective for the cats, as there's just no heroic abilities for Inting for Ruby yet. They get Diablo back in 2 seconds and finally have the level 10, but the halftime show has already been locked in. We get the Shockwave, we got the Meme Strike, the Dragon Strike on level 10. More so a thing when you're hitting level 20, unless you're doing some really, really nice twists here and can zone them out fully. If that's really going to be a thing or not, we'll see. But for now, they are just trying to take that Immortal down from afar as quickly as they can, and this should be a big one. Especially since they have Fish in a corner again. This time he gets out though, thanks to Hogger amongst others, as he was helping with a retreat. So, yeah, job well done. But Hanzo is now slowly getting into a position where he can try and remove some hit points off the shield here. Not really happening yet. They're trying to end it all down here. Here comes the Meme Strike. Bunker is already up. Diablo with the barbecue going full flame force. But this is also getting a little bit annoying. Extra damage at the fort at the bot lane, so that's something that has to be dealt with by Inting for Ruby. And Greymane is going for it. That removes them from the defense, and the blue team locks it in with nearly 100% on the hit points, on the shield. So yeah, it's looking really good here. For now, we got 3 deaths on Diablo. He's the only one dying. So Inting for Ruby with their front line. Gotta be careful. Another flip, another taunt, the bullet to the face, and the Fish is dead. Oh, but nearly counter kills. Lunara was crushing the numbers. Yeah, damn. She was really doing work in that last encounter, but Rhaegar paid attention and was able to make sure that there's nothing happening. And they're still not really losing a lot of heroes here. I mean, Johan in this little play could have also died, but the heals were there. And it is pretty impressive how the cats are just maintaining that momentum that they started to build up earlier. Both of the forts of the red team are now destroyed, and we are seeing them come in for the first keep. Now, they might even be able to take it down. It's a little bit unlikely, depends on if they can get a few more kills, but it's already kind of scary that at the 9-minute and 30-second mark, we are seeing one of those keeps falling very, very quickly. I mean, it's down to 20% at this point. So if you can make a rotation after a few kills, you can take that down for sure. But either way, the next objective should actually happen on even talents. We got level 13 coming up now, and I don't think that they can bridge the gap to level 16 in time. That would give them a lead, but Inting for Ruby is already attempting to lay a bit of a trap down here. Well, not so much a trap. He was just hoping that they can get a hit in, which wasn't really the case. But as you can see, a bit of extra damage down at the wall. Level 13 is ready though. That gives us the Illusionist. Total standard build now for Li Ming. Yeah, and Garrosh with the Blood Craze. So, Blood Craze is in, and they want that keep. Drag here with a bit of poke. Again, it's gonna take a little bit if they really want it. You can still come in with Blaze. Bit of oil spill, slow them down here. Li Ming with another combo. And of course, we see the same game again. They have to put some heroes in front of the keep if they want to save it whenever Li Ming throws out a combo and try and eat some of that damage up. But that also allows Greymane maybe to move in for a kill at some point. Now we got 13 versus 13 and they immediately start to retreat again. But the fact is that the keep is now even lower than before and they should be able to take it either with the Shaman Camp or with an easy rotation later on. So here it is. Next Immortal is going to be coming up, and this is the one opportunity for Inting for Ruby where they can maybe bring this back by simply winning the team fight and then also taking the objective. It's the one even talent fight that they're going to have here, and yeah, this is pretty much all that counts right now. And as I say that, Hogga gets caught and killed. Yeah, so much for that. That is about the worst timing ever. So the one objective where they really had a chance with even talents to make a difference, and they are losing Hogga before anything else can even be set up. Now that's a halftime show victory for the blue team, and they are already moving back here. So that was highly unfortunate. It was one of those not like this moments, but either way, now we have already the objective nearly taken. They're gonna get it for sure, even if they have to sacrifice somebody. But it currently doesn't even seem like it. It seems, on the other hand, as if Fish might go down again. Gets flipped and killed. Diablo down once again, despite the fact that Brightwing moved in. This time he's fully stacked on the souls, though, so he'll be back. But the keep at the bot lane has now fallen as the camp cleared it. And holy shit, this is going from bad to worse. They're losing way too much ground here. Trying to fight back with a 5 versus 5, but it's also just half a level to level 16. Nice Ancestral. Mitra doesn't have a bunker though, so he might die, or they might just look for Johan. And Garrosh is low, but it is Hogga that dies. Hogga is down. Hat is also fairly low in HP. We have still a catapult on the core that already nibbled a little bit at those shields. And now they're moving in for Diablo once again. Fish doesn't have the soul stacks any longer. Everybody on the blue team is insanely low, but still alive. Now they're coming in with the taunt on Brightwing, and the Fruit Fly is getting swatted down. Lul Nara is also dead. Bambi is as dead as HGC, as the blue team with a level 16 talent advantage is moving through the top lane. 10 kills, 2-1. Game number 1, and the cats are going through Inting for Ruby like hot butter through cheese. The bottom keeper has already fallen. They're coming in at the top for keep number 2, and they're not going to stop here. They're going to go for the core, and so they should, as Hanzo falls. That leaves only Hogga. Did I say Hogga? I'm lying to you. He's dead as well. The only one coming back here is Diablo, but the chances of him actually stopping this onslaught are 0 to none. And with that, game number 1 will go to the three-legged cats as the blue team takes the lead in this best of 5 series here at the Masters Clash Gauntlet, as we are looking for the 4th team to go to Paris.
Before we head into game number 2, make sure that you subscribe to the channel if you haven't done it yet, so you don't miss out on any future content here on Khaldor TV.
Game number 2, Tomb the Spider Queen. Well, let's face it, the cats just shredded Inting for Ruby, put them to minced meat. So, yeah. To be fair, the cats, they are seemingly having a good time here. We came back into the next lobby here for Tomb of the Spider Queen, and I told you about all the bad dad jokes that happened in the first game. But the first thing that happened when we all joined lobby for game number 2 is that Tiras just continued. It's like, why is the coffee scared? Because he recently got mugged. Oh boy. I really hope, this is like the first time I think in a long time that I hope a series ends in a 3-0, just so I don't have to endure these shitty jokes in the lobby anymore. It seems like a couple of the players on each team have now made it their mission that every single time they got a chat opportunity, they're going to torture us with shitty dad jokes. I honestly thought Halsey's jokes in Twitch chat were horrible, but boy was I wrong. I mean, holy cow. Anyways, Tomb of the Spider Queen, we got Uther banned again, so nothing there changed. They're still trying to remove Uther as a main tank option from Inting for Ruby. We have also Mind Talk targeted a little bit. with Maiev, but that means that Hat this time gets his Vala. And you can already tell that they are prioritizing Vala very, very highly right now. I mean, even the first pick, which is pretty nuts, honestly, over Blaze or anything else that could be picked here. Plenty of supports also that you might just want to go as an early one. There's Blaze now. So they go for their support together with it. Definitely an option for them. As the Cats could play again with a Rega. They really like to lock that one in. But nope, they go for Drakir. Drakir and Hanzo. Redemption. Honor. Redemption. Shut up. It's always the question. If you could spend 5 minutes in a cage with any hero and just kick the shit out of them, who would it be? I think at the top of my list would probably be Hanzo and Anduin. Yeah. I think so. Hanzo, Anduin. I don't actually know who number 3 would be, but I think those two would definitely be in the top 3. I mean, feel free to post your own personal favorites. But just now trying to think through this, there's probably a few that I'm forgetting, but those two are definitely very high up the list, I'd imagine. Anyways, so Zarya gets banned as we have on the other side Stukov and Johanna. Alright. Okay, so we get a little bit more wave clear. Stukov, of course, a little bit more stationary. This is the one map where you always have to think a bit about Stitches as well. I mean, it's mostly team aka Chili Mountain that plays him, but we have him seen played by Granite Gaming, by a couple of other teams. So still something to keep in mind. And if you're Stukov and you're trying to place a lurking arm and Stitches is not really in your vision, then that hook could come out of nowhere. And there's that. So yeah. The question is also coming up if Brightwing would be my top 3, and Brightwing wouldn't be in my top 3 because I just don't respect that hero, so yeah. But yeah. Also, I don't want to run around in like a cage with a fly swatter the entire time just to kill that thing. I'm already killing mosquitoes every single night here in Spain, so that's the one thing that I know I'm good at. But yeah, just give me that one pillow and I... Bam. Insta-kill. Deckard Cain and Garrosh. Yeah, Johan, when he gets his Garrosh, he's going to take his Garrosh. It is still his main tank. I mean, he's been playing that throughout the season time and time again whenever he got an opportunity. We have the old man with them now too. Deckard Cain is just looking old. If time could be visualized as a person, that would be it. Yeah, he's older than time itself. Kerrigan, that doesn't really shock. Again, we've seen the ban on Maiev, and Maiev has played Kerrigan over and over and over again here. This time they're doing it together with Malfurion, so we literally have a double support. Vala likely going to go for auto attack stacks. Bit of a wild one, honestly, when we're looking at this. I mean, I know Nick has been playing a bit with damage Stukov, so that's something we can see here now too. But this is still fairly out of the box what we have from Inting for Ruby, or at least it's not the norm. So we'll see what he can do with that. Mephisto on the other side for Herath. With that, we're heading into game number 2, everybody. The 1-0 lead in the best of 5 for the Cats as we're headed for Tomb of the Spider Queen. Game number 2. We have a multi-shot build. Double support with a multi-shot build. Okay, interesting. Color me intrigued. I guess it's going to be that attempted damage setup. They watched too many Nick games. That's what's happening here. So on the left side, we have the team in the lead. The blue team with Captain Rex on Deckard Cain. Johan on Garrosh once again. Drake on Hanzo. Herath on Mephisto. And my try is playing Blaze. On the right side of the map, Mind Talk on Kerrigan with Galnagunar on Stukov. Can Kerrigan carry again? We're gonna find out. We got Fish on Johanna, Nox on Malfurion, and Hat is playing Vala with a multi-shot build. Wave clear, obviously still great, but normally when you have a double support, what you're really aiming for is of course getting stacks. But it's again one of those weird double supports where the second support is supposed to do work at the bot lane in this case. But whoa, that was a quick one. Johanna got absolutely crushed. I mean, what the hell? That was, yeah, that was a quickie. And down here, they're working on kill number 2. Gulnar is actually very low, but Vala is now coming in. The beautiful thing about Vala these days is obviously that you can play each of the 3 builds. Multi-shot build is still very, very powerful. That's not only true for Tomb of the Spider Queen, but of course even more so when we're talking, let's say, Infernal Shrines. Gets still oftentimes played there. Arrow build still played. Not really as much anymore as it was in the past, but it's definitely a reoccurring thing on Battlefield of Eternity. But the auto attack style, of course, always a favorite. A lot of fun too, but you really need to make sure that Vala stays alive, and it's always a bit of a risk attached to that if you go for it, whereas multi-shot is more or less guaranteed value, and if you have a Vala player that knows what he's doing, then he is going to get very nice damage out of it. And on this map it helps with the lane control and the clear a lot. But there's not that many teams that really regularly play Vala these days. Inting for Ruby, definitely one of the few. They still like that style quite a bit. Personally, I'm still a bit salty that Tai these days is not even playing any of the damage dealers, but he was always the Vala player that was trying, you know, to make her thing, to bring her back, even when she was still a lot weaker. And then she got buffed, got more hit points, had a lot more survivability, and now they don't even allow him to play the hero, which is kind of mean if you ask me, but, well, that's what it is. So they got Kayn already with the potions of shielding over here. Yep, and they go with the rotation between the lanes here. After the initial setback, it seems like Fish woke up. Camp and a camp. That's what we currently get here. And yeah, they try to go for Kerrigan. Nice. Again, the Indomitable from Johan. I think there's a good chance that once we're going to game number 3, that Garrosh is going to be banned, no matter what happens here. He's been banned against Johan in the past a lot. Again, his main tank, the tank that he feels the most comfortable on. Now, it's not like a one-trick pony style where he doesn't have any other tanks, but that's definitely his preference. But they were very eager to ban other heroes out first. They respect a little bit more. So let's see if it works out for them in game number 2. That's pretty much the big one. Now, either way, as this continues, we still have at the bottom of the map Maitri starting to burn some of these towers down a little bit. Flame on, baby. And yeah. Oh, by the way, did you guys watch The Boys? These fuckers released 3 episodes to tease us a little bit, and now apparently there's going to be a weekly release. But boy, this show is so good. I really just love it. Not saying it's perfect. Again, The Wire just beats everything, but The Boys is definitely, it's fantastic. And it's kind of funny too. I mean, it has pretty much all. So very, very big fan, and I'm just so happy that season 3 is finally around. I hope that they keep that show alive for a long, long time, always assuming that they can keep the quality up. So yeah, very nice. If you haven't seen it yet, heavy recommendation, go to Amazon Video, Amazon Prime, whatever, and check it out. There was one of the shows that that surprised me a lot when I first watched it, because I didn't really expect that. I thought it was like, what the hell is this now? So yeah, I mean, not really sure how the season's gonna end up, but the first 3 episodes were kind of cool. So time will tell. But either way, we got now still a kill against 0, still a little bit of early shenanigans. Teams are trying to slowly turn in a couple of the gems. We already have 30 delivered by Inting for Ruby, as they're hoping to get the first objective. And yeah, let's get at it. No, not quite. I really wonder if they can at some point really lock Johan down and then take him apart here. But they are getting closer and closer to a turn, and they definitely have the gems. Both teams do. But let's see. We got the Emerald over here. Level 8 versus level 8. 41 gems turned in. Yeah, it seems that Indy for Ruby, at least initially, is playing this a bit safer. Not that many early game fights. Bit of a battle down here. That could be the end of Maitri if Mindtalk is able to do something about it. Yeah, and there it is. The blue web weavers are descending first though, but they were able to take Blaze down. Alright. Yeah, nicely done. Another flip on the other hand, so if Mindtalk dies, yeah, that would be fan-fucking-tastic for the Cats, but he's able to escape. But things are not looking that bad for them. So Blaze is back and is now on his way, but the web weavers are already on the ground, so they're losing a little bit of time that he could otherwise have used to push together with Blaze. They're still trying to get that kill on Vala, which hasn't worked out just yet. And this time Johan is actually eating the damage here, so they might not get the kill since he still has an Indomitable up. Ah, it's Vala that dies, trying to angle too hard for a kill on Garrosh, exposing herself, not in a decent way, don't call the care police immediately, but she still died. And now they're trying to flank in on Gulnar down at the bottom of the map, and he's trying to employ the Juke Master 3000, but it's not happening. Another kill for the blue team. That's level 10 in their hands, and of course now that push just got so much more dangerous. Fish has 26 gems. If they can kill him, they definitely will do that. The arrow straight to NA. I guess the direction is more indicative of China, but yeah. Another arrow that narrowly missed the target. But at least level 10 now on both sides. So, yeah, 41 gems. The opportunity to turn in for Inting for Ruby. They lost one fort with the first push. And now they're desperately trying to get this connected. 15, there it is. And the Red Web Weavers are descending. Okay, so let's get those spiders in. Decimate, is it? And let's go. Du mich auch. Alright, so Web Weaver time. Let's go, boys. Fish still has those 26 gems, so on the frontliner, I am always feeling a little bit queasy when I see that, for exactly that reason. Flip over the wall, a chance to get the kill. Old man making the plays, and can they get the kill on Jojo? They cannot, so he gets out. But those are the scary moments, and I think one of the main reasons is that there was a 5 versus 4 since Blaze was all the way up at the top. But here comes the push now, and it seems that Inting for Ruby is repaying them in kind as they're taking a page out of the playbook of the Cats to attempt to take that fort down. The arrow this time connecting, and it pushes them away, and they can't take it. They can't take the fort. The fort is still there, and the one at the top has been defended too, so now all that's left is the bot lane. Yeah, Fish is getting poked again. Careful. But they are doing their thing. Down to the bottom of the map. Here we go. My try. He's defending fort number 3. And, well, as the dust settles, they still have all of them in place. So good for them. Vala by now has 35 stacks, and she's also at 19,000 damage. So top damage for the team pretty easily. That's also what you would expect here. We got Kerrigan at 8,800. Still supplying the CC and also being the aggressor. Jumping in and trying to do their thing. Okay, so with that, yeah, the Fish is looking... the Fish still has his shield, so we could see the attempt to get a quick stun to set up Kerrigan and then a kill. If the Blessed Shield connects, that would be a pretty decent setup. Mephisto trading a little bit behind in damage compared to Hanzo, 20,000 and 21k, so the two of them with a small battle. Nice arrow, follow up from Deckard Kane, here we go. And they try to go for Kerrigan, another flip, and she's dead. Kerrigan is dead, so is Malfurion, and Stukov is also getting murdered. It's a triple, baby. The blue team on their way to the boss, and they also have everything they need for a turn-in. Good for them. Turn-in opportunity, the chance to go for the boss. The Fish tries to turn in another 5. I mean, why not? But it wouldn't give them a Web Weaver either. So now if the blue team really wants to make a difference here, they gotta do both. Turn in, get the boss, pretty much just get everything here. And that's exactly what's happening. Boss is already taken. We're 10 minutes into the game. That fort at the top is not gonna make it. Can already spoil that, especially with the Web Weavers coming down too. But they're really just pushing with everything they have right now. So good for them. We got 43 stacks now for Vala. She's really gonna try and get those stacks going a little bit further. Mephisto still with a bit of poke and damage, but everybody's now at the top lane, which opens up some opportunities in the middle and down at the bottom. With Blaze now pushing the bot lane out, what they're attempting to do is set the Web Weavers up properly, so that they're starting as far to the right as possible. And that's definitely gonna be a thing, so that bottom keep will likely suffer at least some damage. 6 kills to 1. 1 level lead for the Cats. thought that the top should now fall to the Web Beavers, but this is a problem. And somebody got to deal with it. But apparently they're having more than only one problem, because Kerrigan is not looking that sexy. Yeah, well, actually, can they get Captain Rex? And yes, they can! But both of the supports on the red team are gone. Kerrigan is trying to go for the full hard carry here, but dies too, so it's another triple kill. And now everything is starting to fall apart for Inting for Ruby. They saw a couple of gems and rubies, and they ended hard for them. Now it's level 16 that's on the horizon for the Cats, and they're still pushing in the top, middle, and bot lane. As the top fort falls, the one in the middle is not going to make it much longer either. So the entire outer ring of defense is already gone. And with that little play here into the bottom of the map, and the first keep is likely going to be destroyed too. And they're going for follow-up kills. They want the fish, and they get the fish. And they try to get Vala too, and she dies as well. Now Johan might fall, but I call worth right here. Definitely worth it. I mean, are you kidding me? And look at the middle. Not only did they destroy the keep at the bottom of the map, they are also opening up the mid lane and will do some damage here as well. That was absolutely crazy. Yeah, that is incredible value. Whew. Mid lane keep down to 50%. Of course there's a turn-in available now for Inting for Ruby. But there's also 38 gems that can be delivered by the blue team just to be on the safe side. And that's what we're seeing from here as he delivers the 24 that he collected. They're still going for the Siege Giants down at the bottom. But this is really nice. 11 kills, 2-3. Vala with 34,000 damage. Good numbers on her. Now that she has Manticore, she can also start to pressure the front line a bit further. But the problem is still the same for Inting for Ruby. They have no fountains any longer close to those turn-in points, so the sustain is really limited. Even with the two supports that are running here. And, well, with that we now have the camps at least taken. They are also like... I mean, I would assume that they can turn in, right? It's 6 gems, they're gonna sneak somebody in at some point. But is that going to be enough or not? Because Kerrigan is dead. That was another good arrow from Hanzo, and that stun was all they needed. Big shove against Garrosh, but Deckard Cain is stopping Stukov from escaping. And with a follow-up that we see here from Blaze, Stukov is dead. The Admiral once again... They're going for core? Wait, what? I was expecting them to go for the mid-keep. But apparently they're saying, let's go core, boys. All right. That is quite the call. That would have been a safe keep, and instead they're just, guys, what do they have? Let's go and take that core down. And they have a chance to make that work. They got Siege Giants and Catapults here. The shield is gone. The core is slowly falling. There's still a camp pushing the middle. Vala dies. And the Cats, ladies and gentlemen, with some sick city value as the core goes down to 30%, and they are making it happen. Roar gets completed by Jojo, but that's all that she can still do here. 12%, single digits, and this is game as we have a 2-0 lead in the best of 5. The Cats against Inting for Ruby. GG. Solo, map number 3, and Inting for Ruby decided that they want to have the map. So instead of deciding to go first pick, first ban, they said, we want Cursed Hollow. Which already indicates that they might be... Yeah, that they might actually have some kind of cheese in mind. They might be going for some special tactics here. I still want them to pull off the backdoor strategy with Morales against a team that is not a top 3 team. And this is one of the maps where they could actually do it, and where they in the past have played similar styles. So I guess we'll see very soon if they're going to do something along those lines. So for the strategy, they need Tyrael and they need Morales. But let's see what they're starting with. Blaze as a start. I mean, normally when you're playing that, you can play it with the false stats. I mean, all that matters is that you can take structures down. So let me see what the first 2 picks are. normally don't want to give it away that early, or at least like only one of them. Hogger and Rhaegar, okay, that doesn't really tell us anything just yet. But if I see Hogger here, then I already doubt a bit that they're gonna go for a full cheese. So, yeah. I think our chances of that happening already dropped a little bit. Rhaegar is also in there, so unless they're going for some double support play again and try to throw them off their scent, then that's not going to be a thing. That's a little bit sad. I honestly always liked that, and I love that they always had the balls to throw that out there. But yeah, we're going to get a more normal game, I believe. Now, they busted out the Cho'Gall in the past a couple of times too, but now we have a Greymane against that. We have Garrosh in here too. I still want to see what they have in mind. Are they just going to go for a normal draft and they just said, hey, Cursed is a map that really vibes well with us lately, so let's try it here? Or what are we going to get? There's Brightwing. Banned out, so that's a global. And that's also a potential Emerald Wind. So it still works. Technically, it still works. But again, you need Morales for that. I mean, banning Brightwing is pretty much just banning a global support. When we're talking globals, you still got Falstad. It's a bit of a moment of truth here. But, as I said, the chances that they're going to try and pull it off are slim at this point. Hammer's also been banned, and yeah, so at this point we got Hanzo, we got ETC. Yeah, that's not a thing. Okay, so ETC and Hanzo. ETC could technically be built with a stage dive. Alright. Let's see what we're gonna get. This could be a 3-0. The cats have been playing really well today. Cassia and Malfurion. I have a very well-rounded lineup here. That's definitely true. Can also deal with ETC even better now. But yeah, so they have a very nice lineup. They played really well in both of the previous games. For Inting for Ruby, this is a bit of a tough one. They need to win 3 in a row now and make a reverse sweep happen if they want to have a chance to go to Paris. Keep in mind, the winner of the series moves on to the next round and will then face off against the MC Academy. And here comes my F. Alright, guys, we're set. Game 3, Cursed Hollow. Is this a chance for Inting for Ruby to put a point on the board? Can they do it? Or are the Cats going to win this with a 3-0? We're going to find out now. Game number 3, the 2-0 lead for the blue team, as Captain Rex and his boys are aiming for flawless victory. We got Malfurion as a support for the blue team with Hireth on Greymane. My Try is playing Blaze. We got Drakia on Cassia and Johan on Garrosh. 3rd time in a row. I told you already about him playing Garrosh, but he did it again. They didn't target him, so he just gets his frontliner over and over and over again. Over on the right side of the map, we got Nox on Rhaegar for Inting for Ruby. We have Fish on ETC. Galgulnar is playing Hogger. Hat playing Hanzo. And we have Mindtalk on Maiev. So, let's go. Yeah, as I already told the Twitch team just a second ago, just a bit of an info for the people that are watching on YouTube. So a friend of mine that I actually was on a 5-hour cycling tip today just told everybody that was with them that he got tested positive for COVID today. So once that stream is over, I can take the piss out of him for potentially infecting me again. Let's get the 2nd, maybe even the 3rd round going here for me. But yeah, he's like, boys, by the way, yeah, that happened today. And I was like, every time I sneeze, it's now on you. I actually have some allergies currently, so it's like the middle of summer, obviously, in Spain right now, and I still have some allergies. Yeah, thankfully it's not as bad as back home. That was a cool thing about living in Korea and also living in Los Angeles, that a lot of the stuff that I'm allergic to doesn't bloom there. So my allergies are not really a problem. But here in Spain, most of it doesn't affect me. But there's apparently still at least like one thing, I don't even know what. It's like so mild that I never really bother to figure out. But yeah, allergies in the summer are an absolute bitch. Anybody that suffers from that stuff knows exactly what I'm talking about. And back home there are plenty of things that during the summertime when they start blooming, I'm allergic to. That usually lasts for a couple of weeks, but those weeks are very, very annoying. Thankfully here, not that big of a deal. Anyways, what is a big deal is that for Inting for Ruby, this is a bit of a do-or-die situation. They need to win 3 in a row now if they want to have a chance to go to Paris. And for that, they really have to... Yeah, sorry, but you're dead. They really have to buckle up. But seems like that's going to be the first kill. Yep, Horga is dead. Goodbye, my friend. Level 4 for both teams. And by now, we got also the loudspeakers over here. Every single time that I see loudspeakers, I'm honestly getting a little bit tilted because it always reminds me of all of these douchebags that run around in public transport and just put the speakers on their phone instead of using normal earphones. Am I the only one that is massively pissed off by that? I always want to get over and just slap the shit out of these people. It's like, how disrespectful and self-absorbed can you be that you just can't be bothered to put earphones on and just blast any kind of music or whatever podcast you're listening to through your speakers. It's just like, oh, it's like, sorry, but your parents have failed you. Anyways. Okay, so we got 1 kill to 0, and the first objective is now up. So far, I haven't really seen anything from Inting for Ruby where I'm like, ah, that's why they took the map. Now, they have a couple of heroes that would do well also in these close quarter fights, but could also be helpful when you're trying to go for the boss. But, yep, let's go. We already got a bit of a channel attempt here. Interrupted. ETC didn't get it. And here's another quick flip. So, there we go. Malfurion gets thrown away. Good, nice move. Honestly, these indominables that we're seeing from Johan are always on point. Like, he's holding the talent back, the activatable, as long as he can, but he had so many good moves in the second game and now already here in the third as well, where you can really tell that he has this hero down to a T. He knows exactly what ETC has still up. He's waiting for it, and then he just blocks it out and is making sure that everybody at the front line is protected by him, that he can flip a target out or just get rid of the threat and throw them out of the way here too. So that's pretty much what's happened there. But yeah. But at this point, we got down to the bottom of the map. Already the wall destroyed. A little bit of extra push. And what are we getting? Drag here is here. Trying to go for the solo camp. Same time now though. There it is again. The tether connects and he's just like, nope, not on my watch. Nope. Just walks away from it, and Donald gets popped again. Blaze has plenty of time after he destroyed the wall at the top to even push this further. And I, again, gotta just say that the cats today are doing a fantastic job. They look absolutely in shape here, and they are running this like clockwork. Very few mistakes. They exploit everything they can on the other side. Now we got 1 kill to 0. A bit of a push through the middle. Dracula is also trying to help the team to get a good position there, but Blaze gets more or less caught. Mitra is wasting their time, really. I mean, he is going to fall eventually, but he's making them work for it. Which means that's a freebie tribute down at the bottom. Mitra is still alive. Look, they're chasing him with 4 people. They finally get the kill and immediately move for the boss, but Malfurion gets the freebie on the curse. And now the team is also going to go for the boss too. So they nearly have level 10. One of the reasons why the red team is currently trying to get their boss as quickly as possible is because they want to avoid that the blue team with heroic abilities can get both. But yeah, that was still well done by Blaze. I mean, he was dead once they ganged up on him this heavily and he couldn't escape there any longer, but now at least there's the boss. Top side, of course, has already been locked in. And now we have level 10 for both of the teams. Yeah, it's time to party here. Top side will be defeated by Blaze alone. Bottom of the map, Hanzo's already moving down, so both of them shouldn't really get that much damage. Cassia and a few others are still holding their ults back. I can totally see a stage dive from ETC, and yes, there it is, but for Rhaegar, I would still prefer Ancestral, and thankfully that's also what they're picking. Haven't seen too many successful Bloodlust games. There have been a couple, I guess, but not really that many. Now, the Bit of a battle here. Stage dive already moving in. The root is on the ground right away, and they're trying to turn it on him. As the disc is hitting Garrosh hard. The slide too. There's the tether. They are all going for the tribute. 5v5, and the Ancestral keeps my F in play as they're still making moves for the red team. The arrow, on the other hand, soaked up here at the front. Hogger with a big poke, and Rhaegar, the first one to fall. Rhaegar is dead. Mindhawk might still die. Yep. Gets cocktailed by Greymane, and that's 3 kills to 1 in favor of the Cats, and another tribute for the blue team. Yeah, this is getting nasty because Greymane is still getting busy at the top. He's making his moves over here too, so he's going to get another fort for them. 2 tributes to 1. Make it very possible that they are getting the first curse as well. So yeah, this is pretty much just continuing the momentum that the Cats established in game 1 and game number 2. They are really on a roll today. MC Academy is obviously watching all of this, and they're like, alright, let's maybe ban that Garrosh out. Or at least think about how we can counter that properly. The next tribute is spawning, and this is of course a potential curse tribute. Somebody should still deal with this. It's kind of wild also that nobody really picked a proper global, so we haven't seen the Haka taken, we haven't seen Falstad locked in. And they are invading! I like it! Look at this! Inting for Ruby! I'm saying like, guys, what do we have to lose here? Let's just play aggressive, let's go for it, and see if we can maybe execute a couple of high-risk plays and get something done here. So they steal the camp, good for them. They interrupt the tribute channel, that would have been a curse, don't forget about that. And yeah, there's the tether. Level 13 is getting closer and closer and closer. And they are starting to make another play for the fish. The arrow with both, not like this. The save from Garrosh again. He saves Malfurion, that allows Tranquility to go through. And he keeps the team alive, and they can get a kill on Rhaegar. Nice. Nicely done. That was exactly what they needed here. ETC is coming in, goes for the slide, counter kills. Maybe now they're trying for my try and they just can't get him. And instead it's Maiev that falls. Hogger is also dead. They are all low, but they're still getting 4 kills in total. And the curse, such a clean performance once more. And they are just chasing through the top lane now. 2 forts have already been eliminated, and they're clearly trying to open the wall up at the keep, going through the side wall here, moving straight in, 4 ahead, even a flip forward, and oof, Cassia nearly gets him. And now that we have Greymane committing, they get Hanzo. They want that keep. The fort in the mid lane is already falling. They are getting murderous here. What a play again by the Cats. I mean, they are everywhere pushing this out, as you can see. So Hogger with a Hoarder pull, they're trying to stop it, but it's absolute chaos at this point. Maitri is joining them. He has the bunker back up. And so many plays initiated or denied by Johan on his Garrosh. That front line was a huge problem throughout the entire series for Inting for Ruby. They were never able to properly address it. Now we got 8 kills to 1. The first keep has been destroyed. The wall in the mid lane also obliterated. At the bottom of the map, the same thing is happening here. Damage all over the place. And of course, on top of that, we have level 16 against level 14. So it's a 2-level gap between the teams here. And thanks to the camp that they just got, they have high hopes that they can even get keep number 2. And we're only 10 minutes into the game. Here we go. This might be the second keep, and the chances of Inting for Ruby to turn this around are slowly dwindling. This is... oh boy, yeah, this hurts. This hurts for sure. Arrow against Greymane, he's the only one that got hit here. Even Maiev is popping her ult. That's a lot of CDs used on him, and it doesn't do much but slow them down slightly. At least that gives Inting for Ruby the time to clear the camp. But the 5-man is still there, and they have nearly all of their ults available. Whereas 2 are now missing for Inting for Ruby, and the poke simply continues. So this keep is getting lower and lower, and without level 16 talents on the side of the red team, the blue team sees absolutely no reason to move away anytime soon. Now the minion camp is nearly destroyed, but the next one is already coming, and they're still poking, as you can tell. Especially with the oil spill from my try, they can continuously try to get some of the hit points removed here. Draka is also moving in from the side. Another disc has been used, but this keep is gonna fall. This keep is gonna fall. It's simply gonna happen. Has no kill potential right now. Draka is getting another hit in, and this is keep number 2. 12 minutes into the game destroyed. Still a 2-level lead. Bosses are up on the top and the bottom, and whew, this is... Inting for Ruby is having a tough time, and for the Cats, it's just a great performance right now. The Cats are doing such a good job today. Yeah, it's not going to be easy for the MC Academy either. The winner of this series will move on, and the MC Academy, they already know exactly what's going to happen. Bit of a YOLO move here. There's a bit of a do-or-die situation where they once again say, okay guys, let's just YOLO. Let's do what we can. And they're trying to steal the boss, but already ETC is just thrown away. ETC is just thrown out. It's like, no you don't. And now here's the choke point control. They go for Mind Talk again. And it seems like he's going to be the first one to fall. Again, Johan throwing another one of the damage dealers forward. Even Malfurion is now in range for the root. And after they killed Hog on the left side, Rhaegar dies as well. So that's 3 heroes gone. 11 kills to 1. 2-level advantage once again. Yep, that is it, everybody. That is the move straight down to the bottom of the map as they're trying to make a play real quickly for that bot lane keep. And also the core, of course. They don't even have to deal with the keep. They can simply go for the core. The boss is going to deal with the keep by himself. 2 catapults can be escorted forward once that they take the minion wave down. But the core is losing hit points and losing them quickly. 3 heroes are still missing. This is the victory in the best of 5 for the Cats. They take it with a 3-0 against Inting for Ruby and move to the next stage of the gauntlet where they will face off against the MC Academy.
Thank you everybody for watching the video today. I hope that you enjoyed the show and the commentary. And keep in mind that the spoiler protection that is going to run for the rest of the video is made possible by all the support on patreon.com. So guys, if you want to support my work, if you want to help me start new projects and keep the spoiler protection in place, please consider heading over to patreon.com/Khaldor. There's also a link in the YouTube description and check that out. Thanks in advance, and see you guys next time with more esports coverage here on Khaldor TV. Have a great day.